This is Five and Friends. 5 friends, 5 perspectives, all fun. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode, everyone. My name is Zane. Don't ask why, just put an I. And with me this week are Sumra,
Hey!
Amina,
What up, what up?
Muzz,
Hello.
and Qasim.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Sounds so enthusiastic, awesome. Hi.
I just woke up like 10-15 minutes ago because we have to record this podcast, so there's that.
Summer, it's funny. I feel like how you're talking, I feel like you're just laying down. Are you laying down on a bed right now?
Yeah.
I feel like you're just looking up on the ceiling, just like with your mic right next to you, just talking.
How accurate is that?
Well, I'm not looking up at the ceiling. Actually, I'm just turned towards my mic on the bed.
That's
Nice.
so funny.
How's everyone's week been?
Good.
Well, I mean, I didn't do anything, but a couple of us traveled out to Chicago for a few days. Qasim and Amna.
Yeah, Chi-Town,
Yeah.
the bean.
Got a bunch of Insta photos from us because we were trying to rub it in to your guys' faces that we went.
Even though it's just Chicago.
No offense
What
to
did
our
you do,
Chicago
Maz?
listeners.
I went to a
Exactly.
J. Cole concert.
All right, that's cool. Why don't you send me pictures?
I mean, I have some videos if you can post, but I don't know,
Moss
I
probably
feel like
put
you
it on. Moss probably put it on Snapchat, but I'm blocked. So I don't know.
That's totally incorrect.
That's totally correct.
No, what I do for Snapchat now, I take all my pictures on Snapchat because I don't have enough memory on my phone, so I save everything on my Snapchat memories, which is very convenient actually.
So why don't you send me some cool pics, bud? People want to see your life, though.
Of course, I got you.
Thanks.
No, he's
Thanks,
not.
bro.
He has us blocked.
It's not vlog. I never posted really anything on my story anyway. Really,
Maz, I actually don't have you on Snap.
I thought
For
you said
real?
you didn't have a Snap.
I do. I do have a Snap.
Oh, crap.
She did, and then she didn't, and now she's
Oh yeah, that
back on.
might have been the
I don't-
period when I didn't have you, and I still don't have you.
Yeah, no, I deleted my Snap because I was like, this is too overwhelming. Too many people that I don't care about. And then I re-downloaded it.
Snapchat's partially taking over the world.
It's too
before
much.
Instagram.
So...
Yeah, so how was Chicago? Sorry, I just wanted to ask really quick. How was Chicago?
It was good.
Did anything fun?
It was kind of like what you expected to be. It was really windy, and it was cold actually there. And we saw like the normal attractions, the bean. We took the pictures there. I sent the pictures actually today to Amna.
I'll post
and-
them.
And yeah, we went to the shore. I personally wanted to rent a bike because there was bikes everywhere where you could rent, but nobody else kind of wanted to. Me and Amna were thinking about it, but at the same time, we had to stay with our parents because there was a huge hassle with 2 groups of our parents trying to meet up with each other at the shore. It took the entire day, so we couldn't even rent a bike or anything. And we were going opposite directions, and then it was like we're walking miles back and forth from each other trying to find each other, and then we finally found each other, and we didn't have anything else to do, so we went to Devon Street, which is basically like Jackson Heights in New York, and
like
had
Brown
wait a second,
Central.
why did you call it Devon Street? Isn't it like Devon or?
Okay, well, the
Okay,
reason
well,
why...
yeah, the reason why I said Devon is because everyone was calling it Devon, and I was the one who said, "Oh, it's Devon, it's Devon." That's why I said it's.
I
Devon,
know,
'cause
like,
that
everyone's like,
stuck in my
Devon...
head.
What
They're
if
like,
it's
Devon
David?
Street. Like, Devon Street pe jana hai, Devon. So we were like,
No,
okay,
David
Devon
Street.
Street.
But yeah, we went there. We had like a little Indian food or Pakistani food or whatever, and after that we had some pan, and then we went. Where did we go after that?
Wait, I have to mention this. Okay, Gossip and Moz. Remember the movie you guys saw in Pakistan, your first scary movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That
found
was
it
playing.
at the pawn place.
It was playing.
Oh,
Vastu
really?
Sastra.
So ironic.
Vastu
The name.
Sastra.
That's crazy. That's literally the first scary movie. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. It was like meant to be.
Yeah, no.
Maybe
Comes
the
full
shop
circle.
owner listened to our podcast and he was like, "Oh wow, let's put that on."
He was like, "They're definitely coming here."
This is a kind of a good segue I'm about to do. But one thing I took out of Gossam's summary of Chicago is how there's two groups of families that didn't meet up down the shore for like the whole day. Like that's a perfect representation of like how Pakistani people are. Like they're not organized at all. Like they're like it's just all last minute stuff. Like let's do this. Like let's do that. Like it's so last minute.
No, you're so right. It was last minute. And then, like, poor Gossam and I really wanted to, like, go off and, like, do our own thing. And we couldn't. Like, there was no way we could. We tried for, like, 10 minutes, and then it just didn't pan out.
It's funny because the first thing I thought of when you just said that you guys want to do your own thing. Remember when we went to Las Vegas? We woke up at 10 in the morning. And then 6 in the morning, Zan just pieced. He was just like, all right, yo, I'm walking around. We're just like still sleeping. Like, that's just one thing I just thought of. I was just like, all right, I don't care.
Zan did it right. He knew that
he
if
really
he woke
did.
up with us, he would have to, like, he couldn't do his own thing. So he woke up at 6 a.m. so that he could go and, like, explore. And that's what me and Gossip, but we couldn't have because we didn't have a means to get to the places we wanted to.
Exactly. It was all walking and stuff. So, I mean, yes, Zan walked as well, but we had to help so many people find each other. Then we could do anything. But even after that, it was too late. So we had to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So we didn't see a lot of Chicago that I feel like we didn't have deep dish pizza. That's a one regret I have is
Casserole.
We didn't have deep dish
The
pizza.
casserole. We didn't have deep dish casserole. Yeah, pizza.
Summer,
Yeah?
what's going on with you? You're super quiet over there.
Well, they're talking about the Chicago trip. I wasn't there.
I was just scared that you fell asleep while laying down, so I just wanted to.
No, I'm not sleeping.
Summer,
Just because I like to get comfy.
Yeah.
what did you do this weekend, Summer?
I did nothing.
That's it. That's all you did. Nothing.
I literally didn't do anything the entire weekend. We just stayed and relaxed back.
Had a nice dinner or something like that.
Yeah. I guess we went. I mean, we went to his mom's house and we had a barbecue there. But
Ooh.
yeah,
That's
that was
fun.
pretty much the highlight of the weekend.
And Game of Thrones.
Summer, you should have told me. I would have came through. I was alone in my house for the weekend.
I thought you were like J. Coling it up.
I know, yeah, I did, but that was Friday. But then the rest of the weekend, I was by myself, sulking.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you had plans all weekend.
No, I don't
Yeah,
have.
who
any
knows?
plans.
Who knows with you guys? You guys always have plans.
I don't
I'm the
know.
one
You were
that.
taking care of the store.
Yeah, it was true. That's true.
True that. Zan, no one asked you. What did you do?
Yeah, Zan, how was your weekend?
Oh, happy birthday, by the way, Zan.
Oh my god, it's the night.
Wow, we totally forgot for like half a second. Zan, happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday. Happy
Everyone
birthday.
listening to this podcast, please spam Zan's account. Just say happy
Yep.
birthday to him.
Just to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's a
I'm a quarter of a century old now, so.
Although this podcast is gonna come in a week later, so you're gonna get
well,
That's true.
as of this recording, it's my birthday. So.
That's true.
But yeah.
Well, we said
Everyone-
it to Zan.
Everyone's gonna say happy birthday a week later.
That's okay. Anybody who was supposed to say it today said
yeah.
it.
So I'm thankful for everyone that said hi and said happy birthday and everything. It was great. It was nice. Kind of sucked that it was on a Wednesday because it's a Wednesday. It's a hump day, so it's kind of awful. So I can't really do much. But yeah, no. I mean, this weekend I know I'm gonna hang out with a few friends, so maybe that's gonna be. I'm gonna combine. So it's my friend's birthday as well on the 11th. So we're gonna just combine birthdays basically. You could just kind of.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
so we're gonna have a little get together this weekend. It should be fun.
Am I invited?
Of course, everyone's
That's what I
invited.
said.
I mean, you just got to come here.
A little shindig.
What if I actually showed up, Zan, for real?
I would be
What if I was
happy.
like, hey,
I would be ecstatic.
I
What
don't
if-
believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that either.
I believe you'd be like,
No,
what are you doing here?
No, I mean, the only part of it will be like, well, it's gonna be like, hey, Amna, you're gonna meet my friends, so unless you want to, hang out with them, it's all good. But
A little shindig.
shindig. Yeah, no, it should be.
That's
It's cool.
true.
It's cool.
Do we have
I'm
any
gonna
loose
be
ends, Zan?
No, actually, I'm pretty good. I have no loose ends.
Wait,
I
what was
have
our
a
last
loose end.
episode?
Oh
Hello?
my God, Gagi, that's so embarrassing.
Oh yeah, it was halal haram.
No, that's actually funny.
Oh, the controversial one.
That's actually funny because, like, so yeah, as you know, from whoever who's listening to this episode probably listened to the last episode, that yeah, there was a few things where I had to bleep out. We had to, I really questioned, and we had a really long discussion about those 2 bleeps that I've done, and I figured it would be more comical if I bleeped it out rather than
Comical.
rather than cutting it out altogether.
Well, I mean, what we did after the podcast was a big debate. It was like, should we keep it in? Is this gonna offend people? Yeah, it was all because of me, but
No, Zan had his due as well. But no, one thing I personally looked up, because I was very adamant on the last podcast that horse was not haram, but I looked it up and I actually got really nothing. It was like some were saying it's abhorrent, which I think is haram. Like, why would that's such a strong word for it to not be haram? It's like it's abhorrent. Other I got that it was makruh, so meaning in between or whatever, like you'll be punished, but I don't know. But and then some say it was fine. So I don't know, man. Horses don't eat it. Maybe better
I
be
just
safe
don't
than
want
sorry.
to eat a horse.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, you eat
Yeah,
camel.
that's true. But I mean, I can never eat horse. Though. I feel bad for the horse because the horse is like, it's a nice animal. Well, I guess technically, all animals are nice, right? So you can't really say
I
that.
ate alligator before. Alligator isn't haram, right?
I don't know.
I actually think what I read, I think it was.
Uh-oh. 'Cause I also had alligator. Whoops.
I'll look it up. I don't want to say it for sure. I'll tell you later, Maz.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So, Zan, what are we talking about this week?
Well, this week, guys, we're going to be talking about the representation of Pakistan. So basically, I mean, I guess like when we say representation of Pakistan, basically just like how we kind of rep Pakistan on a day-to-day basis, just kind of how we present Pakistan to other people in America, America as in like to our own friends and like to other people here. And just kind of like the image that we kind of bring upon, and then the image that Pakistan brings upon, I guess, brings upon to America with their whole fobbiness and like the clashes of styles. I don't know, like
In the media.
Yeah, in the media specifically, but like I mean, just in our day-to-day lives too. Just like how just I mean, not calling out names, just like how much we're different from our own family. It's like. Just like how we have different sorts of like representations of Pakistan according, compared to our own family who are from Pakistan. So
Right, like Pakistani American representation is quite low, I feel like. That's my personal opinion, that you don't really see it too
no,
much.
and
But you don't really see Pakistanis from Pakistan representation either.
That's true.
yeah, definitely when it comes to like just Hollywood in general, a lot of it is just using Indian as a blanket statement. Like it's just kind of like no one really specifically says, hey, you're I'm a Pakistani person. It's mostly just like, hey, we're Indians, because it's easier to say.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, yeah, we're all just, I guess, Indians.
Yeah, I agree with that. 'Cause
That's the
I know
same
if I'm
thing-
ever asked, then
Yeah, I
then
mean-
people are like, are you Indian? And if I don't feel like being like, no, I'm not, and get into a conversation, then I'm like, yes, I am. Okay, bye.
Yeah. No, that's the same thing with my friend. My friend, he was telling me that, like, he's actually, I think he's from Puerto Rico or something like that. I don't know. But he gets, like, called, like, Mexican. Like, anyone who's, like, around the Central, like, America and all that types of place, everyone's just, like, Mexican down there. Like, it's not like that. Like, someone's Cuban, someone's a Mexican, like, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. It's the same thing we're going through, so.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's
Yeah,
just easier.
that's
I guess. I
true.
mean, we should be correcting people, being like, no, not really. We are Pakistani, but like, it is easier to kind of be like, yeah, we're Indian. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, because then a lot of times they also then go into it. Oh, okay. Where,
Yeah,
this,
and then
that.
you
It's
have to
like, I
then,
just don't want to talk about
and
it
then you have to
sometimes.
clarify.
I
I
hate
just
that.
want to,
It's
like,
just
get
like,
my gas and leave.
yeah, I hate when people come like exactly like what you're saying, like, bro, like, I hate when people are like, I'm putting gas in my car, like, oh, where are you from? Like, are you
Yeah.
Indian?
Do you live around here? Where are your parents from? It's like, I don't know.
Like,
Sometimes I've even gotten, you're Indian? Yes. Oh, from where? And then I'm like, damn it. Now I have to say, like,
Bengal.
yeah, like, I'm like,
Nepal.
what?
Nepal. That's no, but I agree, and but I do think though, like, I guess with media, if we're going back to that, like, it's I think I relate more though to Indians on television than I do to like when people show like Arab Muslims, people from the Middle East, because I feel like we just share a culture way more similar to Indian culture than we do to the Arab
That is very
culture.
Yes,
true.
I agree.
It's like I think people like they assume that just because we're Muslim, that all of a sudden every culture that ever has like Islam a part of it, we just relate to. I don't know the food, I don't know the music, I don't know the language of people from like, you know, the Middle East at all. I know that more of India. So if I see that on television, I feel like I'm going to relate more to that. That being said, we aren't Indian. We do have differences in our culture and like I don't know.
Well, you know what? We're close, though. I wouldn't say we aren't Indian either. Like, our grandparents were born there.
No, but
The
like
country wasn't divided too long ago.
but the Islam part I do think makes a
does.
difference though. Because we aren't Indian, we don't have those Hindu rituals when people
Yeah,
like
but Indian doesn't necessarily mean Hindu. India
Yeah, but
is a
I don't-
country that has those
I
other religions.
I completely agree, but when you see Indian on television, what do they represent? They're not representing Indian Muslims, very rarely.
That's true. But
They
that's
s-
television. I'm talking about, like, real
Well,
life.
we're talking about media here, representation in media. That's what I thought.
Well, I guess you did bring that topic up, but I was just talking real life purposes.
Sumra,
So.
you might have to sit up now.
Oh, no.
You're not paying attention. You're falling asleep.
I'm paying attention.
No, I'm kidding.
But yeah,
I don't know.
I'm just
No,
going
but
back
yeah,
to
like I feel like being a Pakistani American is like completely different than being like Afghani and being an American. Like that's
It
two
is.
different. Yeah, like yeah, we're both Muslim, and we both believe in the same thing. But like, it's just two different types of experiences that you endure throughout your life.
I agree, but a lot of it's very similar too, even for Afghanis, though.
That's true. Like I think it's like more of like I wouldn't say like yeah, I'm gonna say like media type stuff. Like music from Afghanistan compared to Pakistan is completely different. It's like two different types of music.
Yeah, but not necessarily, because if you go to that end of Pakistan that has the same
That's true.
culture,
That's
we're
true.
talking about like Northwest and
Yeah.
you know
true.
Balochistan area. If you have that culture, then that's their music too,
That's
and
very
that's
true.
Pakistan.
But
But, like-
let's just say like for example like Morocco, I feel like that's kind of different. Like it's
I
just
mean,
so
yes,
weird that like
that
how
is
yeah, I feel
very
like it's weird that like French Montana's from Morocco and he's Muslim, quote unquote. Like it's just so weird to
French
think about.
Montana is a terrible representation.
Terrible. Like,
It's like DJ Khaled. It's like using DJ
Yeah,
Khaled
like,
as representation.
DJ Khaled is terrible
Well,
representation.
yeah, like T-Pain's Muslim. Like how? Like it's just
Akon's
like what?
Muslim.
Yeah, like I've had like I think it's like people come up to me, friends, or like, well, they're Muslim, and I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't mean that I relate.
Yeah,
Like,
don't get me wrong. Like I respect that you're Muslim, no matter what. Like we're just completely different people still. Like
Right, like if like there's like this new, I remember H&M had like this new fashion line out with like hijab, and that's really cool, and I totally, you know, but that it was kind of like more it wasn't like Pakistani fashion at all. You know,
Yeah.
it was Muslim targeted fashion, which is fine, but that's not what we relate to as much, I feel like. And so I was sent that link by like a bunch of people, and I had to be like, you know, guys, like thank you
Yeah,
for
like
thinking of me, but that's
I've
not what
s-
I
yeah, like
like.
I've seen that a lot lately, like especially these days. I've seen so many people putting like a turban or like a hijab on for style reasons. Like for example, Nick Cannon, he wears turbans just for the style. Like he
Ken is an
consistent
idiot.
Yeah, he's also an idiot too, but like he like consistently wears turbans for style. I'm like, bro, like is it like that point of like our life that we're trying to accept hijabs and all of that stuff, but like we're doing that through like celebrities and just how they I don't know. It's just
But
like
celebrities bring a message. People listen
exactly,
to
yeah.
celebrities.
No, but that's like a good thing. I'm trying to say like it's a good thing. Like it's slowly growing into like a style, not like a religious type of
I know.
thing. I
Well,
don't
I
know.
do agree with that because it's like, I mean, especially when we're all growing up, we never really saw any sort of like, not even just Pakistani people, but just like Indian people as well. Like it was never that big of a representation in media. Like you looked at news, you looked at TV shows, movies. It was, every person that played an Indian person was a stereotypical like Apu type person from The Simpsons. Like it was never like it was never like a full fleshed out character. It was always a stereotype. It was always, oh yeah, the guy that owned the convenience store, or yeah, the guy that owned the gas station or something. But it's crazy. It's like definitely in the past maybe 4 or 5 years now. We've seen this huge surge of like celebrities coming, maybe not coming from Pakistan and India, but definitely representing Pakistan and India in their own way.
Brown
Yeah,
excellence.
and it's awesome. Like,
But okay, that's okay. I'm gonna take Gossam's role here and play devil's advocate. But like, I don't relate to Mindy Kaling
Yeah.
to a certain extent. Like, I mean, I relate to like Hassan Minaj. I think for
I
sure.
don't
Like,
even relate to him really.
He's
well,
not
have you?
even Muslim. I think he's Indian or something like Hindu
No,
or
Hassan
something.
Minaj is Muslim. I don't know if he's Pakistani Muslim, but
He's from India. I know that for a fact.
okay. So, but like, did you see his special though, the
Oh,
Homecoming?
hilarious!
I
It was.
did.
I completely
You didn't.
understood and related to it too.
You didn't relate, Sam?
I mean, I did a little. I don't know. I'm iffy with that stuff.
Well, point is like I just don't feel like I've seen someone who's just like a moderate Muslim, not like I've seen people who are Pakistani and whose names are Muslim, but they just totally reject that cultural part of them and don't really acknowledge it
You want to
too
know a
much.
perfect example of that is Zayn Malik. I don't know if he's actually
I don't think
Muslim,
so.
but he's from quote unquote Pakistan and all that stuff, and he's
so
nothing like us.
before we go
Like,
on,
nothing.
No, he's half. His father is. His mother is not.
Oh,
Yeah, his mother's a Christian, I think. I believe.
All right, makes sense then.
Like she's
now that we
from
brought up
England.
Zayn Malik, let me just, so I've had a couple people ask me this. So so as you know, in every intro I always go, my name is Zan, don't ask why, just put an I. For the people who ask me why I say that, it's because of that reason. Because before Zayn Malik, I mean, as far as I know, I was the only Zen in town. Like no one had my name, no one cared about my name. I was unique. And then it was until Zayn Malik got popular that everyone and their mothers wanted to, name their son or daughter or whatever Zen and Zayn, and I'm just like, I don't like it. I was unique.
I don't. I don't mean to break that conversation, but who's like choking?
Oh, no, that was my water bottle. I'm sorry.
It sounded like someone was choking, and I got very worried. I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
Imagine someone just like snuck into my house, started choking me. I'm like,
it's really disturbing.
But I just wanted to say that because I've had people ask me why I say that, and that's pretty much why.
Zan, if you lived in Pakistan, you wouldn't be.
No, not at all.
unique.
I mean, I'm saying mostly just in terms of like in America. Yeah, definitely.
You mean
Yeah.
like popularity of name?
yeah, like it's funny that you said that. Like Zan's seen like a lot of people named Zan now. Like for the first time of my life, I've met another Maz. During that wedding in July, I've met another Maz. I was like, this is super cool. This man's name is Maz too, and my name is Maz. Like it's super cool. But like my name's super unique. Nothing like Zan. So
Well, doesn't have someone popular with that name. Gossam, when you meet another Gossam who's famous, then we'll make it. We've made it.
That's super unique. I think that's very unique. Yeah.
There are like famous gossip.
But in Pakistan, not in America. Somewhere.
I mean, well, wouldn't like Kasim G, the famous YouTuber, wouldn't he technically?
No.
Kasim.
No, not at all.
gossip like yeah.
Nah, yeah. I don't know.
Kevin.
But like, I don't think we could take like Zan Malik as like an example because that he's half. So it's not like he really.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know Zan Malik's life. He could have grown up with Pakistani culture surrounding him. But like, I'm talking about like people like Aziz Ansari, which I mean.
I heard that one of his songs he sings in Urdu or whatever. So
Yeah, he does. He does actually. I've heard it, and it's like very like obviously like he doesn't have the accent for it, but like, you could tell. You can definitely tell.
Well, we don't either. It's not
What
like
are
we
you
could
talking
sing it.
about?
This is very. This is not off topic, but you guys know Amir Khan, the boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he's married to that girl from Pakistan, Fadial or something like that.
Faryal Magdoum.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that they're actually getting a divorce?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
know
they're getting a
That's
divorce
so.
because I guess she cheated on him.
Yeah, but he cheated on her plenty of times.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
they're
like
both nuts.
exactly. Like that's just like a incorrect representation, like of like.
No, I wouldn't say
I
it's
don't know,
incorrect, but it's
whatever.
definitely more not even uncommon. It's like more rare for Pakistani people to kind of go through something like that. And when it does happen,
Like their whole feud was on Twitter.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Oh, I didn't see that at all. You sent me that link, so I want to read that.
Yeah, well,
Um,
Guys, it's terrible. It's a life.
well, some are other celebrities. They've chosen to have their life in public.
I mean, they also publicly put it out there, so like we can judge as much as we want. It's the internet; anyone can judge and be trolled.
We can judge.
But yeah, I was talking about Aziz Ansari because I find Aziz Ansari to be an enigma.
in what?
Why?
So,
I don't know if I relate to Aziz Ansari or if I don't relate to Aziz Ansari because I think I don't know. I think it depends on different experiences of Pakistani Americans. I think we are. I've met a lot of Pakistani Americans who are less connected to their culture than we are and probably relate way more than we do. I think we are extra related to an extent.
What do you mean? Could you explain
Like
that?
we're more desi, and they're more Americanized or westernized.
You think I'm more desi?
Yeah, because I think and first of all, Qasim,
No, I'm just asking. I don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are definitely because I was talking to a Pakistani American the other day, and I said Kabhi Kabhi. I was naming that movie.
Right.
He was like, I have no clue what that is.
That's true. Yeah, there's not a lot of people that I've met that they're like, oh, well, like we have a comedic Pakistani humor too. Like some Pakistani Americans don't laugh at we laugh at. Like
no, it's a funny story that I just thought of right now. I'm not gonna name her first name because if I say the full name, obviously she will. If she listens to this podcast, I'm gonna be making fun of her. But her last name was Chaudhary, right? So it's a very common last name for an Indian person, or Pakistani too, yeah.
And Pakistani.
So she for the few times that I did hang out with her, she was so whitewashed, and it was surprising to me because it's like you have sisters and brothers and your parents who clearly moved from India. I believe she was from India. They moved from India to America, so you would naturally think that she probably could pick up the accent. I mean, we don't have great accents either, but like we can still do the accent on a whim, She doesn't have the accent at all, which is very surprising to me because it's like, how did that not rub off on you? Like you could have gotten something. So when she says her name, she goes, her first name blank, and then she goes Chaudhary instead of Chaudhary, which and every time she said that, I always called her out on it. I'm like, you mean Chaudhary, right? She's like, no, I mean Chaudhary. I'm like, no. You got it all wrong. That's not how you say it. Yeah. But she was very adamant, being like, no, that's how my mom and my parents always called me. It's always blank Chodari. I'm like, they probably said that.
Maybe that's how they
But it was
pronounce
spelled out
it.
as Chodri, which is.
I mean, there are a lot of Desi parents who raise their kids to be more westernized because that's what they want. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they came here and they want their kids to not be as. What?
Nah, keep going.
Oh, Maz, what the heck was that?
No, because like I was just thinking like people with strict accents in our religion and all that, they say my name completely different than how I say it. Like people like emphasize the A with their like throat in their like nasal tubes and all that stuff. And like they like emphasize it. That's why I just said it, because like that's how they say it. But like I just say mas, like that's how you say it. Like
Well, I think there's like different pronunciations of the language as
oh
well.
yeah,
Like,
that yeah, of course.
but
Well, I want to say that this might sound sad or whatever, or like, but when I was in school, I didn't really portray myself as being a Muslim. I kind of, it's not that I never hid it, but I never talked about me being a Muslim or anything like that, for
'Cause
fear
it's
of,
kind of, yeah.
for
It's
there
just
was a
not
lot of fears behind that, because I
right.
felt like
Agree.
maybe if I did talk about it, I'd be alienated, because that's the truth of the matter is that's happened to people.
but like,
So I didn't,
Yeah,
like my friends, they know, but they don't know a lot about that aspect of, like, they
yeah.
don't know
right.
that I like Indian movies.
See,
They don't know that I listen to Indian songs. They don't know that I've danced in Mandis before and stuff like that. They don't
see,
know
the
any
thing
of
is,
that.
what I've experienced, because I know exactly what Kaki's talking about.
me as well.
Yeah, like where we live, especially where we live, high school, middle school, all that, those type of people, you don't really talk about that stuff. But like when you get, for me, like specifically at least, when I got into college, I was proud. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm a Muslim. Like I don't eat bacon, all that type of stuff. Like we talk about that type of stuff, like between our friends. Like I think it's a different relationship when you get to college and talk about that stuff
Yeah, you're
than
probably
high
right.
school. No, yeah, than high school, middle school, because
But
I never talked about that types of stuff too. But when I slowly grew, I'm just like, oh, dude, like if I'm a Muslim and you're not gonna be friends with me because of that, dude, I don't need you in my life. Get the hell out of here. Like, I don't need
that's
that.
true. But I do want to say though, do you think it's because like, do you think it would have made a difference? Here I come again, but if there was more Pakistani Muslim representation out there of like real Pakistani Muslims,
No.
like
No, well,
you don't think
are
it would
you
be
talking about in
different?
my school?
No, well, I'm just thinking like if they shown Pakistani Muslims as just being part of the culture, like being, just as prevalent as Italian Americans or Mexican Americans. I'm not saying there's a much of representation of either. Oh, there's a lot of Italian Americans, but Mexican Americans or whatever. You know what I mean? If that was more prevalent, then wouldn't you be more forthcoming about your culture in any way?
Yes, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about, for like, just in my school though, there was probably 4 or 5 Muslim people in my school, and uh,
It doesn't help because they're all weird as hell
yeah,
too.
this is exactly what I was gonna bring out. Most of them are they like to be alienated from everyone, and they want to be in their own group.
Yeah.
The way I was like, if I'm going to be friends with people, I can't do what they're doing. I can't be an alienation. That is the reason why I didn't want to be like, I'm Muslim people. I can't do that. I couldn't. Um, I had to stand out and kind of be the another white American type person, and I feel like that's a story a lot of people have gone through. But yeah,
I mean, I've definitely gone through that, but like just this is from my point of view, like slowly, like you're just like, all right, like I don't need you in my life if you don't accept me. So like all the friends that you make in college, people talk about that type of stuff, like religions and
But do
all
you?
that.
But religion, I think, is different than the culture.
Oh no, we
Because
talk
the
about
religion.
cultures and stuff like that. Like I actually recommended to my all my friends, specifically in college, to watch our podcast. It's like it's a different outlook on how we live as Pakistani Americans. So like people, they are listening to it and they like have different outlooks because like they've never been really exposed to that. And like when you get, I guess when you get older, you just have a broader mind aspect. And I don't know, it's just I think it's different from like age groups. I think like you go through.
I don't even
in,
think
like,
it's
high
that though. I
school and
think
all
it's
that type of
like
stuff.
with college, I feel like because of how much of a melting pot college is in general, I think more people are just more accepting for who
That's
you
true,
are and
yeah.
not so much about who you
That's
aren't.
very true.
They like there's a lot of
Yeah, that's true.
diversity,
Yeah,
so like
So much
you're never
really
gonna
what it
like.
comes
I
down
mean,
to.
for me, I don't think besides maybe one or two people, most of my friends from college were all from a different country. So I guess it depends though. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the
I
thing though, because like what I personally thought, like I was like, thankfully I wasn't alienated. I made a good amount of friends and stuff, but it does suck because I mean there are some moments when you're in lunch or something, and somebody brings up something like that, and I would stay quiet. I wouldn't say anything. Something about religion, and I would stay quiet because if not that I was scared to talk about it. If they brought it up to me, I would say it, but I would stay quiet because you just never know how these people are gonna react. And even if they are my friends, and my friends know that I'm a Muslim, and they accepted me and all that stuff, it's still a
Yeah,
fear.
but did they accept you because you? This is my question, and I think Maz, I agree with you because I think in high school I had a lot of friends that I
Yeah,
didn't express myself to,
exactly.
and now
Same
I
thing.
look
Yeah.
back and I
Mhm.
see their rhetoric, especially
Yeah.
on social media, and I'm like,
Mhm.
how was I ever friends with that person when
Exactly.
they believe these things?
Yep.
And then I look at my friends now in college, and I was way more open, though I
Yeah.
don't even think because Summer, I know Summer, you were friends with a lot of Daisies in college. I way
Yeah.
more than me. You were more immersed in that culture than I was, and I kind of not that I regret it because I love my friends from college, but
Mhm.
I feel like Summer, like we said, is more fobby than I am. So
Yeah. No, I have a
so
great like
but
experience for this too. Like I
but
have a
like
great. Yeah. No, but yeah, you're totally right on that. Like where.
that you
Yeah.
but that's my whole thing is like Gossam is like you don't want to say anything, but if I think that changes. Like you need to find the friends that, like will
Yeah.
they truly
Exactly.
accept you if you did say
Exactly.
what you
Right.
said?
No, and I agree with you guys fully. It's not that again. It's not that I'm scared to say it, but I know they've accepted me because they've known uh, my friends. Some of my friends that they finally got an answer out of me, like type thing, where they said, "What religion are you? Oh, what do you believe in?" And I told them, and it didn't really bother them or anything. But
Yeah. Like
I don't know. It's just that mentality, I guess, that I was born with. I don't know that like I
like
need I need to be like the everyone else. I can't always stand out and be like, "Oh, I'm the Pakistani dude." I don't know, because then
See, yeah, like for okay, so this is like perfect example. Like towards late senior year, like I didn't care anymore. Like I'm just like, all right, yeah, I'm a Muslim. I'm proud to be one. Like I don't care anymore, because like for one time, there's one kid that I used to be friends with like all throughout school, like my elementary, middle school days. He used to be one of my good friends, and and he's like super patriotic and all that stuff, like America, Marco, like all that types of stuff.
Which is fine. Which is
Yeah, which
fine.
is totally fine. I do this like I respect it. Like that's dope. Like I do the same thing too. But like one time he retweeted a photo of saying like how every Muslim should be represented as a terrorist. I screenshotted it and sent it to him. Like, dude, what the hell is this? Like, what is good with you? Like, I'm this, and like, how are you gonna be fake to me like that? And like ever since then, like we've like stopped hanging out because it's just like if you don't accept me and you be a false like you're faking how you treat me and you say all this stuff on social media like you're fake like you're two-faced like I've
No,
that's what
I
I've
What
learned.
what he say to that though?
What's up?
What did he say when you texted him?
He was like, oh, I didn't mean it that way, like that, all that types of stuff.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, dude, like I see you posting this types of stuff repeatedly on
But
social media, and when I call you out on it, you're just like being fake, just like, yeah, dude, we're still friends. Like, get the hell out of my face. Like,
but like that is what I it comes back to going back all the way around. It's like what representation do they have? The
Yeah.
news says that we're terrorists, right? And then when you look on media, if you see a mainstream person who's brown, whether Indian or Pakistani, who are popular, they are distanced from the Islam. Aziz Ansari doesn't really flaunt the fact that he's Muslim. He said it himself that he doesn't really consider himself Muslim. Kumail Nanjiani, or whatever his name is, in his movie The Big Sick, which got popular, he distances himself kind of from the culture. Not saying that what he did was wrong.
He doesn't really distance himself. He's just showing it as like I felt as if it was like a joke. Like we're just like our culture is a big joke.
Right, like that girl that he meets is like so weird who's Desi. I'm like, there are plenty of really beautiful, awesome Desi girls who aren't weird. Yeah. Like that. See, you could have,
and maybe that like it was. They probably have the same mentality I have, where they're trying to be put in a class where everyone's equal and there's no one person standing out. And so in Hollywood they need that. They need to be like a James Corden or a whoever, you know, because they're gonna be alienated. They're gonna be blacklisted, essentially.
But my whole thing is like, sorry, Zan. Sorry, I was just gonna quickly say though that like, but if there was more representation of people who are normal, kind of like us, not like extreme in any way, but we're proud of our Muslim part of us and we're proud of our American side of us, and that was more pronounced, then I feel like people wouldn't think of us as just like Muslims, because the media shows that people who are Muslim or come from that culture distance themselves from it, and because it's wrong or closed-minded, which maybe some of it is or not. That's not the question, but it's a part of us.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've talked to so many, like my best friends in college right now. They're like, yeah, I would never think I would be friends with a Muslim, but like now I'm really good friends with them, and I accept that. Like, it's just like, so like you said, there's not like enough representation, because like, if people don't think that they would ever be friends with a Muslim, like, that's just like a clear guideline that like there should be. And there are a lot of people like us.
Well, that's the thing, because like, I always wanted to have a friend that's a Desi that I can kind of relate, and I have one. I only have one person that I can relate and is exactly like me. And we're in our town. Nobody's considering us terrorists or whatever, or any of that nature. But I don't know. Like the people that were represented in my high school, the other 4 or 5 people, they were so weird, and because of that, it kind of tainted the culture-looking aspect of a Pakistani Muslim. That's why I had to change.
Maybe they were alienated because they felt like they couldn't relate at all.
That could be.
Well, in that case, they needed, in my opinion, they needed to venture out, because that's what I did.
But for some kids, though, Gotham, that's hard.
And I know,
especially growing up.
And I'm not discrediting that at all. I'm just saying there was a lot of weird Muslim Pakistani kids that were not bullied. They were kind of like teased at, like, why are they so weird? Why can they not just be?
But that's my point, Gotham. Is like you're. After this, Zan, I want you to speak, because I felt like I cut you off and I want to hear what you had to say. But that's my point, though. What we were talking about is like they were just being themselves, and they got teased because they were way too Pakistani or too Desi.
Yeah.
Because you were the right enough of Desi that they could handle it, but they were too Desi. They couldn't handle that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, that's not.
And Zan, sorry, I totally cut you off.
I was just gonna say that, like, because I hear Gotham and Maz's experience on how, like, we didn't want to be painted as a certain type of person. And it's like, I'm sure you felt it, Amna, and I'm sure Samra especially, because I felt like, especially me and Samra, we were a little bit older, so we kind of had to go through that phase. But, like, how the media presented all Muslims and Pakistani people as, as these degenerates, because after, we're not going to lie, after September 11th, it was just one of those things where it kind of just switched so quickly. it went from being like, oh, whatever, we're
Yep.
just Apu from Simpsons, like that type of thing, to like, oh, well, they're bad people, and
Exactly.
and it was, and I mean, so
Yeah.
like when went to the same high school, obviously, as Maz and Gossam did, so it's like for me, I had a different experience in the sense that I had to go through that. I had to go through that immediate change where it went from the stereotype to the bad person, and trying to make sure that trying to present myself to other people, being like, listen, no, that's clearly not a representation of all of us. That's just one person, or that's just one secular group of people who think that way. It's not that, it's not the case for everyone. So I mean, granted, I did go through my fair share of like racism here and there, but it was never that bad, and I always played it off as a joke, and I feel like because of me playing it off as a joke, it became more accepting.
Yeah.
So like, okay, let me give you a
Yep.
really funny
I
story. Well, I guess it's not even really a story. It's just like, so all throughout high school, my nickname, to all the people in high school that listen to this podcast, they all know that my nickname in high school was Muslim, the Muslim. So like it's terrible. It's terrible. It's awful. It's awful.
That's
I understand. I
terrible.
completely
That's
understand. And every
terrible.
time I tell the story to everyone, they always say it's awful. But for me, I never took it as a negative thing. For me, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm a Muslim. Yeah, I call me the Muslim, because it was just me and one other
true.
person in the entire school
Yeah.
that was a Muslim, or Muslim. Sorry, I keep saying Muslim. That they're the only Muslims in the entire school. So we both just like took it in as like, yeah, if that's what you want to call us, then yeah, we're the Muslim, call us that, that's our nicknames, sure, go ahead, I don't care. It's oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
Summer. Oh, sorry.
Yeah?
I just
No,
totally
wait, go
interrupted
ahead.
you.
Go ahead, Zan.
Sorry.
Keep going.
I thought
No,
you
no,
were
no. I
done.
mean, I'm
Seriously,
basically done
Anna.
too. I was just gonna
I'm
say
gonna
that,
shut
yeah, like I accepted it. I was like, yeah, if that's something that you want to call me, and if that's something that you think that is representing me, then hell yeah, sure, call me that. I don't care. And every time someone called me that,
Yeah,
I took it as like,
I
haha,
agree,
yeah,
yeah.
and but you the Italian, right? Or haha, yeah, you that person, right? And I would just put it right back at them, and they laughed at it, and then that's how we became friends. So yeah, it's just interesting. It's cool.
Yeah, but I agree with Zan. Like when it came to the point that like we laughed at it, and so like people just thought it was more socially acceptable, which is not. Which is not true. We just laughed at it because like we didn't want to be portrayed that, oh, that person got defensive because like blah blah blah. Like we just laughed at it as a joke.
Yeah, and it's like
everyone
it's
else
like how
did, just to
everyone else
be
makes fun of themselves. How like I keep going, I keep using Italian as an example, but I'm gonna set it first, so it's stuck in my head. How like we have our stereotypes with Italian people. Oh, they eat pasta, they make pizza, and they go bibbidi bobbidi every 5 seconds. I feel like if because of how they are accepting with that, they're not getting angry at the fact that, oh, why are you saying that? They're like, oh yeah, we do that, sure. That was my mentality. It was like, if you're gonna call me Muslim, then yeah, I'm a Muslim, sure.
Right.
I don't care.
Well, I have a story where I was in the lunchroom and stuff, and I'm talking about the lunchroom because that was when people asked me about it and stuff. So there's one time somebody asked me about it. They were talking about like their dad's line of work and stuff. And I told my dad's line of work and stuff, that he's like an entrepreneur. He owns businesses and stuff. And then somebody joked saying, "Oh, does he own a convenience store?" And I said, "Yeah, he does. Actually, own a convenience store." And they joked at first about it, like they were laughing a lot. It was 3 people that were laughing a lot that I said that he owned a convenience store. Like he also owns a plot of land, and he rents it out to people, to the restaurant owners out in East. And I told them the name and stuff. They were still laughing about it. I said, and at this point I started to get angry, and I was basically like, "Okay, guys, keep on going, and I'll start stereotyping all of you." And I could have said that. I'm not going to say what I could have said to those 3 people because it was kind of specific for them, but I walked away. I got so mad, and I started screaming, and everybody. And once I start screaming, I kind of like, I don't mind if anybody sees it because I want them to know that these people are retarded or stupid. Sorry, sorry about that. And then I walked away, and the one girl, it was one of the girl, and one girl, and a guy. They came up to me and they apologized and they hugged me and they were like, I didn't mean to like offend you and all. But that story has stuck with me, and it happened to me sophomore year. That's when I realized I was like, okay, these are some type of people and that I can't trust, and they will make fun of you just for the littlest things.
And that's high school. That's like literally the definition of high school. Like you don't. As for me, like I don't know. Like for me, high school, I didn't. I experienced that type of stuff, but like I just fired right back at them. I just got so irritated. I just never really experienced that, but like I've had these occasional the here and there comments like, "The hell did you say to me?" So they just stopped after I said that. So like I had my fair share, but then I just totally got them to stop. But like I feel like during college, I really did not experience that type of stuff, which I'm glad because like as Zan said, there's more diversity, and that's just high school itself. Like that high school is just uh, like the pinnacle of like just bullying and just judgment and all that type of stuff. And it's just like when you get out of high school, it's I feel like completely like there's just a different type of mind
No, I
people
agree with
have.
you, but I'm just saying that was the only kind of treatment I've got ever in my school, in my 12 years of school. That's the only thing that was kind of racist towards me. I've never been called a terrorist. I was never, because they never viewed me as that, because I already told you prior, I kind of kept that away. But that was the only thing that's ever been really racist towards me and my family and stuff like that. But yeah.
I mean, Summer, how about you? Because I mean,
Yeah, I
like
mean,
you're obviously older than us, and you went through, you know, being older through that whole
Yeah,
9/11, you know, BS. Like, how did you deal with it? Like, how was
exactly.
it different for you?
it wasn't. It was the same. High school is very cliquey. It's very hard when you go to a school with not a lot of
Yeah,
diversity.
which we've all
And
gone
doesn't
through.
matter. You could be Pakistani, you could be, you know, black, you could be Asian, you could anybody. There was just very little diversity in the school. So when you have that, kids are not very open to wanting to learn more about the
Hmm.
culture because they don't need to know more about it. You don't have any reason to, they're just, upper middle class to rich white kids at the end of the day. And then that all their thing is most of my school, which is 98% of it, is the same way as me.
Hmm.
And you have very few kids representing all the rest of the world.
Right. So how were
So
you like in high school for like an everyday basis?
I was quiet. I was probably just like those kids you're talking about, the ones that I had a small group of friends, not like, you know, just a small group of friends that was it. That's who I hung out with. I wasn't popular. I wasn't anything like that, and yeah, it just came down to the fact that that's who I was, and I think I was like that because of exactly that, exactly the reason of feeling different, even though at the end of the day, I mean, I am a little, but I wasn't.
See,
Right.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like
So,
all the kids in high school, they're just kids. They're still kids that they
exactly.
just
Once you get out of
yeah,
it, you realize it.
exactly. You
But
really do.
it's really that's like it's sad to me though that like for some of these kids like we are the only times that they're gonna really meet someone who's not white and whatever. Like we're for some people, I am the only Muslim that they've ever met. I know this girl from high school who hated me. Okay, she for some reason hated me. She was very involved in her church. I don't think that was a reason why she hated me. I don't think that was a big thing, but she was, and so that was mostly her friends were from her church.
Why'd she
Years
hate you though?
I don't know. I had a friend who was friends with her, and when they asked her about it, she was just like, I don't know, I just do.
Hmm.
It was one of
That's
those.
high
So maybe
school
it
for
was,
you.
yeah. I was like, I just didn't pay
You're just
attention,
like,
but
yeah.
I'm like, well, who cares? Years later, okay, this is college, maybe junior year. she messages me being like, hey, I'm doing a project on Muslims in America, and I wanted to ask you your opinion. I'm like, and I didn't respond because I'm like, how the hell have you not met another Muslim other than me?
Right.
And I'm like,
Because they haven't opened themselves to it.
And how
right,
the hell do you
exactly.
have
And
the audacity to message
to
me
come to
about
me.
this when you hated me, quote unquote, throughout high school? Maybe what I'm assuming is because of my religion.
Right. Or maybe not. Maybe it was other petty reasons, but it seemed overwhelmingly like she just didn't like me and because I was different. But and I think I do remember her being like she's very confident, overconfident. And I felt like I had to be overconfident in high school because I was so different.
Yes, that was exactly me too. I know how you feel, Amna. I was very outspoken, and I was very over the top, in my opinion. Maybe
And
probably
I
more
just
than Maz. I don't know how Maz was because I really wasn't in classes. I only saw Maz like throughout the hallways type thing. But I was very outspoken, so that's how I got my
I just
rep.
I just remember wanting to always see a Pakistani Desi woman. I know that's like whatever, but really a girl represented on television that I could relate to because I feel like there's so many guys.
Yeah.
I remember growing up and being like, I just want to see it because even Desi guys on television, I never see them end up with a Desi girl.
Yeah,
They
that's
always
true.
end up with a girl who's white or who's, some other thing because, oh, we don't see this or blah, blah, blah. And then they make the Desi girls, like, especially in, like, we're going back to that movie, like, making them seem like they're so, like, whatever. But I always just felt like I
Except
never
for
saw
Amir Khan.
myself.
Amir Khan.
And then, like, and even that, I'm not in the big boxing world either, but that's why maybe I'm so pro Priyanka Chopra because maybe I'm not Hindu and I'm not Indian, but
Yeah,
I
I
feel
see.
like she's some sort of Desi where I can relate to on some level because I watched her Bollywood movies and it makes me feel like, okay, she's still pretty Desi. She doesn't, she's not, I don't know.
No, yeah,
Maybe
I
I'm
know where
just
you're coming
looking
from.
way too into
No,
it because
exact-
I'm so like thirsty for it.
No, I
But
know exactly where you come from. You want to see someone from your gender represent Islam that you can relate to. That's exactly what everyone wants to. Like,
Well,
Pakistan.
not gender necessarily, but
Well, even gender, because we see Aziz Ansari, Hassan Minaj, Kumail, whatever. I
Name
forgot
one
his last
woman,
name.
you know?
besides,
Name one Pakistani woman on television.
besides Mindy Kaling.
And she's not
even-
Pakistani,
yeah.
she's Indian.
I don't know about. To be honest, I'm not sure about that. But then there is yeah, you have some very little.
Chelsea
I think there's
Handler
one-
is an example.
No, it's actually that's a really good point though. I
Right.
can't think of a single
know, but,
Pakistani woman. I mean, no, but she's not even Pakistani either. I guess. Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Priyanka Chopra, but she's definitely not Pakistani. But she's.
No, but like there's that one actress that you listed that was on Bones, but she's half from Portuguese. She's half something else. So she's very like
Yeah.
I mean she's gorgeous but she's not, and then there was that one woman from Pakistan who won the Academy Award for that documentary Saving Face.
Sharmina Bad.
Right, but she's, like that I feel like that's not every person. Like I can't go to the next person next to me and be like, "Do you know her?" and they'll know her. You know what I'm trying to say? I could be like, "Who's Aziz Ansari?" and they all know who Aziz Ansari is.
Hey, this is a really off-topic question, Amina. But in your town, is there a Mac Daddy's macaroni and cheese bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you gonna order from it? That
No,
is
it's
so
just-
random.
No, I just
Mom.
saw a snap story of a girl who lives in I think or something like that, or somewhere around there. Was there and it has the caption. Yeah, I was like, ooh, like that sounds cool. So yeah, but whatever.
You just named our location of living again.
Let's beep that out after post production.
No, but I
But-
kind of want to get back to what Amna said, that she kind of felt, she had to feel like overconfident. Did anybody else have to feel like that way? I don't know. Was Maz, did you
No,
have to
I
feel
mean,
that way?
I think.
To be honest,
I
in
don't-
my
I think-
experience, high school, I don't know. Okay, I hate to be that sounding like that guy, but like, I feel like in high school, like I didn't really experience that type of stuff because like, I wouldn't want to say I was popular.
Because I was popular.
I was recognized a lot throughout high school, and like,
You were popular.
yeah, and I just like like everyone just knew that I didn't take any shit about that type of stuff.
Well,
Like,
me and Maz both were.
No, but that's my whole thing. I feel like it's easier for Pakistani dudes to be more popular and passable in high school.
Sabina was like that. Our sister.
You're right. You're right.
She felt like she had to be overconfident to, make sure, and she was popular too. If you put yourself out there and you make it known, I mean, you're confident. Then
wait,
I wasn't.
Sabina was
either.
popular?
I wasn't.
did not know that.
Oh,
She was class president. But that being said, Sabina also dealt with a lot of hate
Oh yeah.
and a lot more hate than I went through, and a lot more racism than I went through.
Yeah,
but
she definitely got through some stuff.
so she like had to really fight back. I was in the middle between. I wasn't like Samra where I was really like quiet and no one knew who I was, or most people didn't know who I was. But I wasn't like Sabina where I was a class president. I was like decently middle.
Sabina's a strong woman who can really endure that type of stuff. So,
Well, it's funny that you said that is because like, one of my friends, they said, "Oh, you and your brother, I appreciate," and he's Desi as well. And I said, "Why?" And he said, "You're the only two people that I know that are popular, and are Muslim. I don't ever see that." And I'm like, you're surprised that we're popular. I don't ever see a Muslim woman or a girl or anybody that's popular. And I'm not saying popularity is a big thing, but I'm just saying in high school it is. And
like
and I
everyone
find that
wants to be that
interesting.
top dog in high school. Everyone.
But I
had
feel
that.
like, but I also
Yeah.
think again coming back to it, like to a certain point, I think you're right. Sabina was popular, but like at least with when I went to high school, like there was a girl who was popular. She was Irani, but she totally rejected the Muslim side of
it's
her.
different. That's not.
She was very Americanized. If you looked at her, you would not guess that she has any cultural backbone to her at all. She was white.
She was
That's what she was.
promiscuous.
Well, not even that. It's just the way she, not like. The truth is, yeah, there's a bit of a conservative side that you have more so. Like, there's a. I don't know. Maybe I'm just over.
Not even. I mean, you talk about it. You make sure it's represented. If that person isn't doing any of that, and you see no representation whatsoever of their culture,
She was like, I'm white.
Yeah. See, I don't agree with that.
The thing is, we couldn't pass. Like, she could kind of pass as white. I couldn't pass. I was pretty desi looking.
Yeah,
So
I feel like at the end of the day, just like I'm glad that I'm not friends with those kids that were like that in high school like anymore. Like I'm glad that like it's a slow process, but we still endure types of racism in this country. But like it's slowly dying down. People are kind of accepting it.
I don't
not
think so.
really. It's dying.
I should say the people who you surround yourself with are the people who have to accept it, and that's where like it should end. Like you shouldn't be involved with those people who are, and racism I feel like is never gonna die because there's always gonna be that judgmental fact within blacks, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans, all that types of people. There's always gonna be that judgment that like, all right, this man in his religion done this type of stuff. Like,
I just feel like, but I really do believe the power of media is important.
I do agree with that too. Yeah.
You see people like most racism and prejudice and judgmental whatever is because they've never experienced a person who is like that. I've met people who were kind of bigoted and then they met me and I kind of changed because I wasn't what they thought. They were like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're mostly all like this. Like, you know what I mean? We're just normal human beings." And they don't see that though. Yeah. They don't see that in the mainstream at all.
Now that mainstream is getting a little bit, more diverse. I like it. I like the fact that there's a lot more people that are representing not just Pakistani but also the Indian culture, because it's having us more assimilate. What's the word? Like I think I'm using the word right. Where we're assimilating better with the society. With society as a whole, we're getting more together in a way. With the people like Aziz Ansari, with Hassan Minhaj, with with Malala being a Nobel Peace Prize winner. It's just like it's cool that we have some sort of representation now, especially more so now than it did in the past, and it's changed people's perspectives.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah.
I think it's slowly. I think slowly but surely. Maybe we should all develop a show. A Fob and Friend should develop
that's
a
a whole
show
point.
for
That's a whole point
about
that we
Pakistani
even
Americans.
have this podcast is
No,
because of
living
this
in the
reason.
US.
This is the key reason why we have this. Is because
Yeah,
we don't.
exactly.
We are the voice of essentially the voiceless of the people who of the Pakistani Americans out there that who feel this way, who are in this in between thing. It's like no, be you, do you, but then I don't know. Like I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but just do you.
I just hope that let's just make this for me let's just make this the last statement of the episode. I hope this podcast changes how people view other Muslims. I really do hope that, because this can make a difference. This ordinary podcast is just us five talking about random stuff. I hope that someone's just all right, yeah, if they can do it, I can do it too. I'm not saying we're popular at all.
Ending on a message of hope.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're popular at all, but it's a step. 20 people listen to this stuff, and that can influence a lot of people when they talk to other people. It's just yeah.
No, sorry, I know you said you had the last statement, but it goes with what you're saying. I had a friend who messaged me earlier and was like, I love listening to your podcast. It teaches me so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning so many things, not only about you, but about a whole group of people that I didn't know before, and now I feel like I just know so much more about it, and I really love that. So even if one person, so whoever she talks to, she could impart some knowledge and be like, yo, that's not how it is. You know what I mean? So
no, I agree.
Who knows?
Hopefully this podcast influences
shines a light.
Yeah, exactly. I hope it does, and hopefully this episode does too, at least. So
yeah.
And on that note, follow us on
Follow
Instagram,
us.
Twitter, Snapchat. Oh, not Snapchat.
Well,
We don't have a Snapchat.
not Snap.
Kick.
We will
Not
have
Snap.
that soon.
Kick.
A
Follow us on everything. We always talk about it anyway, so just.
By the way, guys, everyone, this whole time, this past the last 30 seconds, 20 seconds or something like that, I was peeing. So that's Mark's history in Fob and Friends podcast that someone was live doing their personal business in a bath.
Come on, Maz, that is nasty.
No, we're not listening. No, we're
Yeah,
ending
listen to
it.
this guy.
We're ending it
Zan,
now.
you should start.
Stop it, no.
You should start.
Zan, turn it off.
No, listen to me. No, listen to me. You should start the.
Wait,
you should-
listen,
no, You
listen.
should just listen to this. You should end the podcast on this note.
Oh,
I think we should.
All right, people.
all right,
Bye.
bye.